Hi there everybody, it's Chris here at Bluerhino Safaris. I just finished my Zimbabwe trips. We had 3 Zimbabwe trips, all identical, same campsite. Exactly the same, happening from beginning of August until the end of September, following each other, so there's a nice sequence of tours that happened. I finished just before October, so all 3 trips happened during August and September. So I thought I would give you just a little bit of feedback on the trips, so that you have an idea of how it happened. And thinking about a homepage or a front page for the video, I came across this picture that I took one of the parks that we were in. I took this picture, and it is so seldom these days that you see a rhino that I decided that I will actually use this as the front page. They are so scarce. To see them with their horns and in good condition and happy is just something that is quite special. So it was on the trip in Zimbabwe, and it was really a nice sighting. And I've been going here for a few years, and it's the first time I've actually seen rhino in this specific park. So we started in Wangi National Park. And this is one of the campsites there. It's a really awesome site. Nice group of buffalo that came through. You saw a video last year with a similar group. There was 3 groups this year. So nice buffalo that we saw. This one at 500. And then we also had a leopard on the dam wall there, where you see the elephants walk. The leopard caught a crocodile. I think that was on the second trip. First trip we had lions around the camp. Second trip we had the leopard that she was around the camp for a while, and she was then on the wall. She caught a croc. I was away driving around for the day, and I didn't see it, but my guests did see it. And then of course you get the best sunsets, the elephants coming in to drink, and you can sit at this height and just enjoy the evening. From there we went up to Tsinamatela. And Tsinamatela always a nice sight because you have such a nice view of the space in front of you. It really feels like you are in Africa. Once we were finished at Tsinamatela and Wangi, we went through to Wangi town, got some groceries, got some fuel, and then tackled this road that nobody really likes, but it's sort of the only road to get where you want to go. And we were on our way now to Binga. Binga is a town on the lake, on Lake Kariba, and it's the town that's on the way to Matusodona. Getting to Matusodona in one go is a little bit difficult, so we do it in 2 days, and the road condition obviously shows you that it's not something that you can do in just a quick. You have to pay attention, you have to take your time, but it's not a big thing. I did it 3 times this year and I'm still alive, so it's definitely not a problem at all. Then once we arrived at Matusodona, the road has been fixed, so the entry road into Matusodona, instead of taking 6 hours now, it only takes about 2, so it has made a big difference to the access to Matusodona. Once we are done with this little road, it is onto the peninsula at Matusodona. Lovely campsite, best sunsets that you'll ever see, so really good. Nice shade, and it's a good day to take a breather and relax a bit. The one thing I wanted to show you was interesting, because I was now doing this for a few weeks apart, is how far the sun has actually shifted, or the earth has twisted actually. So if you look at the sunset over Bumi Hills, you can see the early in August trip, the sun is quite far to the right of Bumi Hills. And then on the second one, you can see it's almost on top of that double mountain on the Bumi Hills side. So that is how much the sun actually moves in just about 5 weeks time between these 2 shots. Well, and then from Matusodona we are off to Mana Pools. Mana Pools is just a special place next to the river. There's always elephants in the camp. On this specific morning we had one of the big males in the camp, and he was just entertaining us. doing his thing, giving me a little bit of the runaround. But that's just the way it goes. So very nice to get close to them. Always good to see the big bulls. There's another male. He's called Impy. He's always at the offices, and he always shrugs around in the office. So that's something there to look out for. The other two that is well known is Fred Astaire and Boswell. But yeah, then I also on this last trip saw the second last trip, trip 2. I saw the biggest eland I've ever seen in my life. Really spectacular eland under the tree. In monopools you do see quite a bit of eland. Then we had lions during the day on the third trip, and these two males, they were around there, but the females were also there. There were 4 females and a youngster. And on the last trip, the last night, the lions killed, we think, an impala right next to the ablution block. It was chaos, it was hyenas, it was noisy. People were running for cover in the campsite. We had the lions killing a impala on the third trip. And from there it was down to Harare. We used 2 different routes for the different trips to ultimately get to the Great Zimbabwe ruins, guided tour through the ruins, and then on to Gonarizu via Masvingo, where we did a bit of shopping. So on to Gonarizu for the last 3 nights of the trip. Gonarizu, as always, a great place to go to. Still rather wild, still rather small, not very commercialized, but a really nice place to go to. Also, the park basically has 2 main rivers that runs at its edges. On the northern section, the one is the Rundi, this river. The other river is the Savi River. And main activities of the park happens alongside the rivers. So you have several crossings that you can or must do depending on where you want to be. But up in Chipina Pools area and by the gate, there's still some evidence of the big cyclone that destroyed much of the park in 2000. The lady that gave birth in the tree in Mozambique. That was just after the confluence between the Rundi and Savi. From this point, about 40 kilometers downstream. So crossing the river is still one of the activities that we have to do. And normally you go in the drier season when the river is low and you can actually safely cross, because the bridge obviously doesn't exist anymore. The other big thing for Gonarizu is to go up to the cliffs, or the Chilojo cliffs, see them from the bottom, see them from the top. But it's nice to go up to the lookout point and spend some time there and have a coffee or lunch or something, and then ultimately come down again. So it was a good trip altogether, just as normal. A few challenges along the way, but that's fine. It was very enjoyable, very nice to see. And next year there's 2 of them. The first one is pretty much fully booked. So if you are looking for a spot for Zimbabwe for 2026 in September, then you need to get your name in, because I've already paid my camping and my park fees. Everything is paid already. So I just need to get 2 trips together to go in. First trip is basically fully booked. The second trip is still available for booking. So if you want to go, let me know, and I'll get your name down there. Otherwise, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun and really nice to be in Zimbabwe at this time of the year. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you at the next trip. Cheers.